What you are about to see is a very secret, very personal behind-the-scenes look at a former YouTuber's life. What you see on camera is often not what you see in reality. This is my reality. I quickly realized that I was in dire need of help. And over the years, I realized you guys have been there with me every step of the way, praying for me and helping me. In a weird time loop paradox, even though you haven't seen me yet, you've already been helping me. So I thank you for that. Please share these videos with your friends, click like, leave a comment. I don't know if I will be here to read your comments. At the end of the day, I don't know how much time I have. And also, please respect my privacy, because it is a life or death matter at this point.
Whew. Okay. My car is packed as full as it pretty much can be. And I got my stuff out, and then Rainey had a bunch of stuff over here to give me. Let's see. We call it a multi-cooker. It's supposed to be kind of like one of those, those Instapots, I think is kind of what it's supposed to be like, but I don't think it's quite like that. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. I also have a crock pot, and I have a New Wave cooker, which if you don't know what a New Wave cooker is, they're actually pretty good. It's kind of like an indoor grill. I mean, it's way better than a George Foreman. George Foreman sucks. I've never had any luck with George Foreman's cooking things well. They always end up burning stuff, and then the inside's raw, and it's just not good. But anyway, the New Wave cooker is kind of like a glorified toaster oven, if you will. And it's great for like doing like burgers and chicken breasts and anything you want to grill. It does a decent job of it, really. I mean, it's not as good as grilling, but it's pretty good. I know they say you can do frozen stuff in it, but I would not recommend that. It does a terrible job with frozen stuff. So just don't need to do that. Yeah. Oh yeah, and I got a coffee pot. Yes! I know, because coffee is like so important. Wow, that tree's still leaning. So, Randy, Jared's dad, and they've had an on-again, off-again relationship for pretty much most of their life. Mostly Randy's fault. And I have to say mostly Randy's fault because the guy is just very bitter and hard to deal with. He tends to push everybody out of his life. Kind of like what my daughter's trying to do. Anyway, let me get up to speed here. So Randy is on full disability because of Vietnam, and he was exposed to Agent Orange, and they recently issued some sort of thing saying that if you were exposed to Agent Orange and you have tested positive for it in your body or something like that, then you can qualify for full disability. So they gave it to him. And honestly, it's probably the worst thing you could do for somebody like Randy. Somebody like Randy needs to be out moving around doing stuff. They just do. And we were there when he bought the house that he's in right now. He had been staying with his mother because he didn't live full-time in Michigan. He just stayed here through the summertime. And then he'd go back to Las Vegas in the winter. Stay here for like a couple months and then go back. And so when his mom had to get moved into a retirement home, his sister decided to sell the house. And I guess she was in charge of the estate, so she kicked him out. So he had to go find his own house. And he still had a house in Las Vegas. He sold that. He didn't get very much for it. I think he got $30,000 for it, which is pretty rough. I'm not sure what kind of house it was, but I know houses in Las Vegas, they should have gone for at least 70. But anyway, so the house that he bought was right on the Little Muskegon River. Really cute little house, not little, deal where it's got big windows that overlook the river. He put a lot of money into it. He put a full set of stairs, deck stairs, going all the way down to the river so that the kids can go up and down safely. And he put a full deck off the front, made a deck and a porch off the front, re-shingled the roof, put gutters on, just a bunch of random stuff. But sadly, he has no motivation to keep anything clean in his house. And this is the sort of thing that bothers me with Jared too, because Jared does it as well. I wonder if I can drive the back way in. I think I can. I'm gonna try it. Hopefully I don't get lost. So when we first started coming over, of course, I would be cooking the food because Randy didn't want to cook it, which, you know, that's fine, whatever. He'd buy it and I'd cook it. And he would have a fit if there was one little spot on the stove. He's like, you use the stove, you clean the stove. End of story. What are you, a slob? And it was just like, he was that sort of person. And, you know, if you accidentally walk 2 steps too far into the living room with your shoes on and there's a little bit of, like, mud on it, and, you know, just freaking out about everything like that. And 2 years later, it's been 2 years, the house is trashed. He has not vacuumed in, I don't know, probably at least a year. The dog hair is piled like an inch thick along the baseboards. Stuff is piled everywhere. You can barely walk through the house at all. There's like food all over the counter. I don't want to know how old it is. He's probably going to die of food poisoning. He's had food poisoning a couple times. Doesn't want to admit it, but I'm sure that's what it was. He's just living in filth, just absolute filth. And I don't know how the kids went over there. I feel bad about sending my son over there, but, you know, I want him to see his grandpa and spend time with him, and that's just really disgusting. Just, it's beyond disgusting. Like, it was making my skin crawl and my breathing heavy just being in there. And I hate to say that because I do love Randy. He's like family to me, even though he's not my dad. But you can't live like that. I mean, my house was messy just because I had clutter, but this was like filthy. There's a difference between cluttered and filthy. This is just filthy. I talked to Jared a little bit. And, he's cleaning up the barn, and that's good. He needs to get out there. It's his farm. He needs to get on there and take care of it. Because if he's dumping money into something and he's not there being proactive to make it work, I think that's how he's become bitter about it all. Because I've been doing it, and then he gets mad that it's costing money. So it's good that he's getting out and getting some stuff done and being proactive on it. Oh, I was also going to add that I still haven't heard a peep out of you, and it's almost 3 o'clock. So I'm not sure what your deal is exactly. I don't know, like, if you're just petrified or if, like, Eric somehow is talking to you for some reason, even though he hardly said anything to you, really. I don't know if your friends are, I don't know. It just seems strange to me. So I guess I'm gonna assume that, you know, we're not gonna be on for drinks tonight, which just not that interested, just kind of mildly curious.